Okay, I wanted to talk about one of the most common and least acknowledged reasons that families delay moving a loved one into senior living, and that reason being denial. Denial is not neglect, but it can look like neglect. Denial shows up um, when the reality of a parent's decline is just too hard for adult children to process. So, what we do is we tell ourselves, oh, they're just having a rough week, or, everyone forgets now and then, or you might say to yourself, they'd never agree to move anyway, so why should I even bring it up? Um, those are thoughts and feelings that all of us as adult children feel, and we feel like we're protecting our parent. Um, but what denial actually does is it delays important conversations until a crisis comes along and it forces us into facing this issue. And that crisis usually looks like a major fall or a hip replacement or, some other type of hospitalization, or a memory lapse puts someone in danger. Um, and here's why I think it happens. We don't want to parent our parent, or we think our parent fears change, which can be true. Moving feels like surrendering independence or control. And I did experience that with my own father. He was extremely afraid of giving up his independence. Um, and as we talked last time, guilt can be a factor with adult daughters, especially because they worry about abandoning their mom or their dad. But that's simply not true. You're not abandoning them, but you're actually guiding them every step of the way, especially in a facility like mine where we have care and we have luxury and we have luxury amenities, and the care and the amenities go hand in hand. So here's my advice based upon my experience on what to do instead of the delay. I would say start early. Start talking about the need to move into a facility or some type of senior living before it becomes urgent. Um, because what can happen is you can go into a state of shock when it is urgent and you're going to make a decision in haste, and it may not be the best decision because you had to hurry up and make the decision. So start bringing up options now in a gentle fashion. Start watching your parents or your loved ones' patterns. They're going to start having patterns that are going to be the telltale signs that a move should occur. They may be missing medication. They may have a pantry full of expired food or a refrigerator full of expired food, or they may be living in isolation, or it's several things you can start seeing. Or they may be maybe that situation where they do wander off, or they keep repeating the same conversation over and over and over. When you start talking and start touring communities shifts the energy from fear to empowerment. And you need to feel as empowered as possible at this time because it's a new chapter. So remind yourself, choosing support is not giving up. It's planning, careful planning with love. So in my experience, when Families move their loved ones in before a crisis occurs, before a hospitalization, before a fall or a hip replacement. If they move them in before the crisis, their loved one becomes settled faster, they adjust better, and they thrive longer. So if your mind is telling you it's too early, that's the time to start exploring. So early action creates options, and late action limits them because you are rushed. So I hope this helps you, and look for the next detail next week. Thank you.